To be honest, the Gen 2 video was praised for, but again, Gen 2 didn't really have that many Pokemon. Today, now we'll be doing all of the Gen 3 Pokemon. So Gen 3 to me has some of the best designed Pokemon, but is that really the truth? Does Gen 3 really, to me, like Gen 4, have some of the best Pokemon, or is Gen 2 really or is Gen 3 really lackluster? We'll find out in this video. Gen 2 actually wasn't that bad as I thought it was. I thought that many of the Gen 2 Pokemon were kind of forgettable, but a lot of them ended up being S, A, and B tier, which means they're all good, which means there's a vast majority of Gen 2 Pokemon. So, and yeah, once we're done, I'll be ranking all the generations from worst to best. Which generations did the worst job about the Pokemon, and which ones did the best job. So we're doing Gen 3 now. So, yeah, we're ranking it from higher proportion of S tier Pokemon. So first is the Trico line. Trico is the entire line is S tier. It's another perfect evolutionary line. Trico is a pretty amazing starter. Grovyle, pretty amazing because it's a pretty good design. And of course, if you have played Mystery Dungeon, spoilers, Grovyle is a pretty great character in that game. And Sceptile is a pretty good evolution overall. Torchic is pretty cute. Combusken, it looks like a penis. CTO. Ever since I saw that video that Combusken looks like a penis, I cannot unsee it. So, Blaziken is an amazing final evolution. Mudkip is Mudkip. Marstar, yeah, this is Gen 3 is where they started to drop the ball on mid-stage evolutions. Marstop is not that great. Swampert, a pretty amazing final evolution. So basically, it's the first generation to have all three of the starters in S tier, which means Gen 3 is the first generation to have a perfect starter trio. Gen 1 had two, Gen 3 has all of them. Poochyena is a pretty iconic Pokemon. It's C tier. Mightyena is a pretty cool dog Pokemon. Zigzagoon is pretty useful for pickup. In the game. People say that Zigzagoon is like completely useless. Nope. It has pickup. Especially if you watch people do these challenges on YouTube, like how to level up, Zigzagoon makes it get at a certain point will start to give you free rare candies, which means you get to do it faster because you have these free rare candies. Rhinoon is pretty alright, so B tier. Wurmple is completely useless. Same thing with Suicune and Cascoon. Again, it's the norm of these types of Pokemon. Okay, Beautify is alright of Duskox. They're not good. Rotat is pretty alright. Same thing with Ombre. Ludicolo is pretty good. It's a pretty strong Pokemon to have on your team. Here, Seedot is meh. Nuzreaf is pretty good. Siftree is pretty meh. So Ludicolo is basically the better one than Siftree. Next is Taillow. Taillows are pretty good bird Pokemon. Same thing with Swallow. They're pretty good. Wingull, even though you find them, people might think Wingull is pretty annoying. And then we have, Wingull and Popo are pretty okay. I do they're annoying factor in all the games because they're in every Pokemon game. It's the only reason why they're not any higher. Waltz is pretty okay, or as I used to call it, the Atos. Yep. Courier is pretty good, and Gardevoir is a good Pokemon. STL. It's a pretty good psychic type Pokemon. Nope, I don't like Gardevoir for those other weird reasons that people like it. It's a pretty good and reliable psychic type. So, Surskit, I always thought Surskit was pretty cute. Mossberine I always liked Mossberine for some reason. I always did, even though it's useless, I still like it. Surskit is just pretty cute. It's just adorable. Surskit is. Swoomiss is Swoomiss. Breloom is a pretty good Pokemon. It has a lot of good moves and stuff. Slackoff is just a swath. It's pretty funny. Vigoroth, and then we have Slacking. Slacking is actually picking its nose. I just see it. It's just Slacking. It's just Slacking. He's just lazy. Slacking is also pretty good. He has Truant, but if you have like a hack of a Pokemon game, if it wasn't for Truant, Slacking would basically be easy to be S tier on this ranking. Yep. Yeah, I do not like this. Yeah, I do not. That's my ranking of the Nincada line. Whismur, pretty alright. Wildrade, pretty alright. Expound is pretty good. It has a pretty good abilities. Pretty powerful. Makahita. Hariyama is a pretty good fighting type. I could put in S tier because if you do not have Blaziken, Hariyama is a pretty good alternative. Azul is pretty cute. It's B tier. Those pass is no pass. Skitty is S tier because it's just Skitty. It's cute. It would be a pretty good pet, basically. Delcatty, it's just okay. Okay. Sableye is pretty amazing. I like its origins and everything. Mario is pretty good. You know, especially if it's Mega Evolution when it got rated down. Elron's pretty good first stage. Rayquaza's pretty good as another example of a good second stage. And Aggron's is another classic Pokemon that you would probably want on your team. Meditite is pretty alright. It just exists. Meditam is pretty good fighting Psychic, but yeah, that's really it about it. Electrike and not Mega Mate. They're pretty great Pokemon. Especially considering that you need Electric type for all the water types in the game. And they're just two pretty cool Pokemon. Personal in mine, and yeah, they're the alternatives. Okay, at least they're cute, so they're cute, so they're going B tier. But they're the alternatives. Yeah, Volbeat and Roomzays are F tier. We don't acknowledge Volbeat and Roomzays' existence. Okay, they're garbage. Okay, Roselia, B tier. Gulpin is a Pokemon I don't care for. D tier. I didn't really ever care for Gulpin and Swallow. Carvanha's a pretty good Sock Pokemon. Sarpedo's basically. We finally got a Sock Pokemon that's pretty amazing. You know, Sarpedo. You know, we also got the Beef Wards themselves, Wailmer and Wayward. Wayward's basically a Beef Ward. Okay, if you don't want to use a sock, you can use the, Beef Ward, Wayward, and, yep, Numero is pretty okay. Camerupt is pretty okay as well. You know, here, Torko's pretty okay. That's B tier. Spoink. And then we have Grumpig. Do not really care for him at all. Spinder's completely useless. Garbage. You know, it's probably on one of the few signs I got. Was a shiny Spinda. I was traded to get a shiny Groudon. I think that was the best trade in my life because I basically asked for a shiny Groudon. Someone actually gave me a shiny Groudon. I was a Diancie, but I traded away a shiny Spinda for another shiny Legendary. I was like, I would have a Legendary than have a freaking Spinda. And yeah, it was a freaking Spinda. I don't like Spinda, okay? Spinda's garbage, okay? I always got my Legendary out of it, okay? You know, next is Trapinch. It's pretty amazing. It's a pretty good first stage. Flygon's... Okay, where's Flygon? Flygon's amazing. S tier. Okay. Amazing dragon type as well. You know, Kankia. Kankia exists. Kankson's pretty good. It's a pretty good grass type in the game. Swablu's pretty cute. It's a pretty cute bird. Altaria, I like it because it's just... Altaria is majestic. How could you hate it? It's a majestic bird. It's also made of clouds. Don't eat them. Don't eat its... I just like its design overall because the bird and its wings are clouds. I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever that a bird, you know, has its wings clouds. Next we have Zangoose. It's pretty cool. The Viper and Zangoose, I like the backstory about the rivalry. I always thought it was pretty cool that they're like mortal enemies. Then we have the worse version. These things, they just exist. I also hate them in Mystery Dungeon that one dungeon called, in Temple Tower. Next is Barboats, it's the meme. It's the memes. It's fun. I just think its name is just so funny, so I gotta give it S tier. Whiscash is also pretty useful. Water ground type. Again, no one's gonna use Whiscash because Swamput's already in the same generation, and there's also Looper can catch as well in the game. Next is Corvus and Quaddon. Quaddon's pretty good. A tier. Here, Boltoy. Yeah, do not care for these two. Really, don't care. Credwilly, don't care for it. Anorith. These two are pretty okay. Armado's pretty decent. Feebas, it does evolve. It's basically a knockoff Magikarp. You know, Milotic is a bit, pretty good. But I don't like Feebas because Feebas, instead of level up, you have to get your beauty stat up. And the really bad thing about Feebas is because, unlike Magikarp, Feebas is very, very difficult to find. Okay? In Gen 5 it isn't, but in this game it's very, in Ruby Sapphire and Alpha Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it is very difficult and very hard to find Feebas. And then you have to max out your speed set, and you may not even max it out good enough. So you have to go out and look for another Feebas, and also the Feebas box changes every day. So Cast Form FTL, freaking useless Pokemon. You know, I get they wanted a Pokemon to showcase Shredder, but Cast Form is just complete garbage. You know, some people might find it cute, but it's still complete trash. I'm never gonna use it in any of my games. You know, next is Kekrion. You know, I still kind of hate him for Mystery Dungeon. Every time when you steal. Okay, I gotta put in BTO just for that because of Mystery Dungeon. It's just so funny that Kekrion, when you steal from Kekrion, he turns into a god and beats you senseless, teaching you not to steal ever again. Serpent is a pretty okay one. Serpent and Bayonet are pretty good. Put in ATO. Duskull is a pretty good ghost type design. Dusclops is also pretty okay. I like the mummy aesthetic they went for these Pokemon. Tropius, I think Tropius is STL. I always like Tropius as a gigantic dinosaur. I think Tropius did the job of grass dinosaur better than Meganium. So, Time Echo, it's BTL because of Mystery Dungeon again. It's another prominent character from that game. Absol is pretty good just because of how cool it is. You know, STL. Next is Why Not. Why Not is BTL. Snow is BTL. Gravy is ATL. It's pretty useful. So it feels cute. It's cute. It's STL. Okay, it's feel. Okay, Cereal is alright. Warwing is another pretty good beefy water type. Gen 3 had a lot of beefy water types. It's also ice type as well, so it can beat those dragons. Crampo, Huntale and Gorbis do not really care for them. They're just kind of the stale. Relicanth is I like its design. It's based off a Coelacanth. Love this FTL. No question. Love this sucks. Bagon. Selgon is It's a cocoon Pokemon, but it's Salamence is a pretty great dragon type as well. So it's STL. Beldum is pretty good. I like the entire Beldum line. It's pretty good. Metagross is STL. I actually had a Metagross and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. It was pretty good throughout the whole game. And we have all the legends, of course. We'll be ranking the Reggies first. So, Regirock is pretty good. It's not my favorite legend, but it's still pretty good. 1. Regice. I still remember the Regice from the anime. It goes around and chases ass, catch him around. I thought that was pretty funny. But, I like Regice. I'd put them all ATL. Here. Latios and Latios are also pretty good legends. Yeah, we haven't really gotten to any real bad legendaries yet. Gen 3 doesn't really have any bad legends. They're all like iconic ones. And then we have the Weather Trio. I think all of them are STL. They're basically pretty amazing legendaries. Kyogre is a gigantic whale. Groudon is commands the land. I also have a shiny Groudon in one of my games as well. And then Rayquaza is the master of the skies. Watch, the thumbnail goes on to when I'm moving Rayquaza up in the tier list. STL, I think, and of course Jirachi is ATL. Not my favorite legend, but still pretty good. Deoxys is pretty good as STL as well. Deoxys is based off DNA and how it can change and stuff. It's a pretty good concept for a Pokemon. And there we go. That is the Gen 3 Pokemon tier list. So do you disagree with me? I know one person will disagree with me on YouTube. But that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.